And you know, there's all these different games. Check your 6, rainbow 6, cover your 6, deep 6. It's the same story again and again and again being played out here. That we need to go to this hole because, you know, they say check your 6. They're talking about your backside. And being that it's not the shape of a Vesica Pisces, that hole, which is like the 2 circles, like I was showing in this other picture, where is it? With the 2 circles, you see the Vesica Pisces shape at the center of the dish. It's not a Vesica Pisces, it's a ring, like an asshole. So that's why it's the ash trailing light or astral light. They're literally making a statement that this is like an asshole. It's got to be called that because it's not shaped like a Vesica Pisces. So when they show you this light preserver with the 4 lines on it like that, it's like the same story. Here, if you see like the wreath, if you carry these 2 lines through, you'll see that's an X. So X marks the spot at the center of the dish. But X being wrong answer, they tell you like at school, when you get an X, that means wrong answer, right? And also you sign on the X. You sign on the X, right? You'll see that when you do documents, like the bank will say, they'll put an X over here, an X over there, and they want you to sign on right beside the X. And what they're telling you, well, we know X is wrong answer because you can't get anybody pregnant by having sex in the ass. So I'm not trying to get fresh with you. What I'm trying to say to you is that somebody along the line has made these symbols exactly the way they are for a reason. And they're telling us something, and that's how they get away with it. Like these 4 blue lines you see on a life preserver are telling you the 4 major rivers that feed into that hole. And this is like a sphincter. It breathes, it contracts, and it brings the tides every 6 hours. High tide, low tide. And that's because this is like a sphincter contracting. Or it's like breathing in and out. Like you take an hourglass, and then when the sand runs out, you flip it over like this, and then the sand runs out. This is what the tides are doing. They're going in and out. It's breathing into the up and then into the top part. That's what it's like. So it's like, you know, people want you to believe that it's the moon that's causing the tides. But if you take magnets, like neodymium magnets, and you can see how the water repels back from this, from the magnet. Maybe you've seen videos like that. And what I'm saying is that this is a living, breathing, conscious being that we're inside of. This is a living, and they show you these, like for example, when you see Baphomet in the horns, what we're seeing here, man, hold on. Okay. You know, you hear the Holy Grail and whatnot. What we're looking at here is, you know, everything's about the holes in poles. And when you see the strippers spinning around and doing, this is no accident. This is just like a Christmas tree that has the lights going around. It's showing you the sun goes round and round and round like that. That's why we have the lights go round and round. And what I'm saying is that this is very, very simple. It's just a division symbol. And the key thing that I wanted to get across was that the land of perpetual twilight, where they said in the electric universe model, they said that Saturn was once the primary sun, and there was perpetual twilight. Nothing's changed. It's just that we need to go into that hole. It's still there. We were inside, or we were outside, and now we've been taken inside. Or this is all inside the box, but we're on the wrong side of the fence, if you will. And we need to, they say the grass is always greener on the other side. All these different comments are all telling us this same story over and over and over again, which is that it's one side of a light hole is a black hole. Now they say the moon is made out of cheese. That's what people already know is, oh, you know, since you were a kid, it's having all the holes. They say the moon is made out of cheese. So when I see this picture, this cannibal cheese that they put over here, they're clearly telling you that the moon is what's coming after your soul when you die. Now you see this over here, this ghost light, it's green. And what they're telling you by this, like for example, people, you know, they get offered a light at death, And that white light they think is the light that they need, but it's not the light that they need. The light that you need is the green astrolight that's at the center of the dish. And you see by a wreath, what they're telling you, the wreath is set up on a door. You only see a wreath at a door on Christmas and at a funeral. And that's telling me, like when I see the life preserver, that's round like a wreath. And I see this other symbol over here, when you type in black hole sun into a Google search and hit enter, you'll end up with all these different images. One of the things that I was able to make a connection is that you see policemen eating donuts. And this is, the joke is that we're on the checkerboard right now. And at the hole, and there's a hole at the center of the dish. So being that, you know, that the police in England and the UK, they have the checkerboards on their hat, right? Right. And what that's a representation of is the checkerboard where your feet are standing on top of right now. And there's a hole at the center of the dish called the Holy of Holies. And now I get the joke. It's that they're the checkerboard. They're showing you that they put the checkerboard on them because the elite see them as that they stand on top of them, that they're the lowest possible. That's why you put it on your head when you graduate from school. They're showing you that you're the lowest possible, that you stand under them.